Hey everyone, I am genuinely so excited to share this video with you today because what I experienced over the past week completely changed how I think about health, food, and energy. I tried something new, something simple, natural, and totally doable for just 7 days, and the results blew me away. I'm talking about lowering my blood sugar levels, improving my energy, and feeling more balanced physically and mentally, all without using any supplements or medications. Before we continue, I'd like to tell you about Diacelan, a powerful blend of 13 natural ingredients, each carefully selected for their proven ability to support healthy blood sugar levels, enhance insulin sensitivity, and promote overall wellness. You can read more on diacelan.com. If you've ever struggled with feeling tired after meals, sugar cravings, brain fog, or random energy crashes throughout the day, this story is going to speak to you. I decided to take control of my health and run my own personal experiment, and what I learned might surprise you. Over this week, I tested a mix of science-backed strategies that anyone can do: changing meal timing, adjusting food combinations, adding small habits after eating, and paying attention to rest and stress. By the end of the week, my blood sugar dropped faster than I imagined, and I honestly felt like I'd unlocked something powerful. So grab a drink, sit back, and let's go on this journey together. Because I promise what I discovered might just change how you approach your own health. Why blood sugar balance matters so much. Most people hear blood sugar and immediately think of diabetes. But the truth is, blood sugar control affects every single one of us, whether we're diabetic or not. Glucose is your body's main energy source. Every cell, especially in your brain and muscles, depends on it to function. When you eat, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose and enter your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin, which acts like a key, unlocking your cells so glucose can enter and be used for energy. The problem comes when we flood our body with too many refined carbs and sugars too often. Your cells start ignoring insulin signal, leading to insulin resistance. That's when glucose lingers in your blood, causing fatigue, inflammation, mood swings, and over time, serious diseases. But here's the empowering part. Your blood sugar isn't static. You can influence it every single day with small decisions. What you eat first, when you move, how much you sleep, and even how you breathe when you're stressed. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to help your body handle glucose more gracefully. And that's exactly what I wanted to experience firsthand in this experiment. The reason I started this challenge is deeply personal. I wasn't diagnosed with diabetes, but my body was giving me warning signs that something was off. After lunch, I'd feel this heavy tiredness that made me want to nap. Sometimes an hour after eating, I'd get irritable or crave something sweet even though I wasn't truly hungry. I'd wake up with a fuzzy head and thought, wait, I'm supposed to feel energized after a night's rest, not sluggish. So I bought a blood glucose monitor and started testing my fasting blood sugar every morning. When I saw the number 105 milligrams per deciliter appear, I paused. That's considered pre-diabetic territory. Not dangerously high, but a sign my metabolism needed support. Instead of panicking, I got curious. I researched evidence-based ways people lower their glucose naturally. I came across the work of scientists and nutritionists emphasizing simple daily habits over restrictive diets. That's when I decided to dedicate 1 week to see what was possible through food sequencing: vinegar before meals, low glycemic eating, walking after eating, and improving my sleep and stress levels. I committed fully, documenting my meals, readings, moods, and even my cravings, because I wanted real data, not just anecdotes. The first step I took was cutting out refined sugars and processed carbs. And wow, that alone was eye-opening. You don't realize how much sugar sneaks into your meals until you start reading labels carefully. On day one, I emptied my pantry of sodas, cookies, chips, white bread, pasta, and sugary sauces. I replaced them with whole foods: chicken, salmon, eggs, leafy greens, avocados, nuts, and low glycemic fruits like blueberries and apples. Instead of sweetened coffee, I switched to black coffee or green tea. The first 2 days were rough, I'm not going to lie. My body was used to that quick sugar hit, and without it, I felt a little sluggish. But by the evening of day 2, something shifted. My cravings started to calm down, my energy stopped crashing, and I actually felt satisfied after meals. My fasting glucose dropped from 105 to 98 milligrams per deciliter by the second morning. What amazed me most was how different my body felt. My digestion was smoother, my mood steadier, and I didn't wake up groggy. It was as if my body was saying, thank you. I learned that simply removing hidden sugars can have a dramatic effect almost overnight. By day 3, I was ready to take things up a notch with what I like to call glucose hacks, small, strategic actions that change how your body processes sugar. One of the most effective hacks I implemented was changing the order of how I ate my meals. Instead of starting with carbs, I began each meal with vegetables, usually a salad or steamed greens, followed by protein like chicken or fish, and only then my starches like rice or potatoes. This approach dramatically slows down how quickly glucose hits your bloodstream because the fiber in veggies and protein creates a protective layer in your stomach that delays digestion. I also began drinking a glass of water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before lunch and dinner. The acetic acid in vinegar improves insulin sensitivity and slows the conversion of carbs into glucose. I was skeptical at first, but when I compared my readings, the numbers spoke for themselves. My post-meal spikes dropped from 140 milligrams per deciliter to around 115 milligrams per deciliter after similar meals. I felt full longer, had stable energy, and my mid-afternoon sugar cravings practically disappeared. What blew my mind was how easy this was. No crazy diet, no calorie counting, just smart timing and order of food. By day 5, I introduced what turned out to be one of the most powerful yet simple habits of the entire week: moving after meals. I read that just a short 10 to 15-minute walk after eating helps your muscles pull glucose from the bloodstream and use it for energy immediately. So after lunch and dinner, instead of sitting down or scrolling on my phone, I laced up my shoes and walked around my neighborhood. The difference was unbelievable. My energy stayed steady, I felt lighter, and my glucose monitor showed that my post-meal spikes almost flattened out completely. Instead of shooting up sharply, my levels rose gently and came back down smoothly. The best part was that these walks became peaceful moments of reflection. I'd listen to music, breathe in fresh air, and let go of stress. It reminded me how movement is medicine, not punishment. You don't need intense workouts. Just gentle, consistent movement makes a world of difference. My body felt more responsive, like it was finally in sync with what I was eating. On day 6, I turned my attention to something that most people overlook when trying to lower blood sugar: stress and sleep. These two factors can make or break your progress. Chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol, which tells your body to release stored glucose for energy, raising your blood sugar even if you haven't eaten. Poor sleep does something similar, disrupting your hunger hormones and making your body more insulin resistant. I started a simple routine. I meditated for 10 minutes every morning, focusing on deep breathing to calm my nervous system, and I journaled each night to release any mental clutter. I made sure to turn off screens 30 minutes before bed and kept my room dark and cool. The result? I slept like a baby. Deep, uninterrupted rest that I hadn't had in months. When I woke up the next morning, my fasting glucose was 90 milligrams per deciliter, the lowest all week. I felt mentally sharp, emotionally calm, and physically light. It taught me that healing isn't just about what we eat, but how we live and rest. By the final day, I sat down to reflect on everything I had experienced and documented. In just 7 days, my fasting blood sugar had dropped from 105 to 88 milligrams per deciliter. My post-meal spikes averaged 25 to 30 points lower than before. My energy levels were stable from morning to night, my focus improved, and I didn't experience that desperate need for snacks or coffee in the afternoon. I lost about 2 pounds naturally, not from restriction, but from eating smarter and allowing my body to regulate itself. Even my skin looked clearer and my mood brighter. What shocked me most was how quickly my body responded to these small, consistent choices. This experiment proved that the body is incredibly resilient and capable of healing when you support it instead of working against it. It was empowering to see that in just a week I could transform not only my glucose numbers, but how I felt each day. Now let's really dive into the science behind why all of this works so well. Because understanding why these small habits make such a big difference can truly empower you to take charge of your health. When you keep your blood sugar steady, meaning you don't experience those huge spikes and crashes throughout the day, your body doesn't have to produce large amounts of insulin to manage all that excess glucose. Insulin is the hormone responsible for helping your cells absorb sugar from your bloodstream, but when it's constantly high, your body becomes resistant to it over time. When you lower your insulin levels naturally through balanced eating and movement, something amazing happens. Your body finally gets the signal that it's safe to start burning stored fat for energy instead of hoarding it. You begin shifting from being a sugar burner, someone who constantly craves carbs for quick fuel, to being a fat burner, using your own energy reserves more efficiently. This not only helps with weight management, but also improves your energy, focus, and mood throughout the day. Our bodies are designed for balance, but modern lifestyles constantly push them out of sync. We sit too long, eat fast and processed foods, and live under constant stress. Over time, these habits dull our cells' ability to respond to insulin and process glucose efficiently. But the beauty is, you can reverse so much of that simply by becoming more mindful of your choices. Every time you take a short walk, drink water instead of soda, or eat real, whole food instead of something packaged, you're sending your body a message. I'm helping you work the way you were meant to. Every decision, every meal, every breath truly counts. You have so much more control over your health than you may think. If you're thinking about trying this for yourself, my biggest piece of advice is to start small, stay consistent, and be kind to yourself through the process. Don't feel pressured to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. That kind of all-or-nothing approach rarely sticks. Pick one or two habits that feel realistic right now. Maybe start by eating your veggies before carbs, or commit to taking a 10-minute walk after dinner. Once that feels natural, add another step, like drinking vinegar water before meals or setting a bedtime routine to improve your sleep. What matters most isn't perfection, it's building consistency and letting your body adjust. Each positive choice builds on the next, and before you know it, those small habits turn into powerful long-term change. And of course, if you're managing diabetes or taking medication, make sure to check in with your doctor before making big adjustments to your diet or activity level. Everyone's body is different, and what worked for me might need to be personalized for you. The goal here isn't to chase numbers or quick fixes. It's to create balance, to help your body feel strong, calm, and vibrant again. Think of it as partnering with your body instead of fighting against it. When you treat it with care, consistency, and patience, it rewards you with energy, stability, and health that radiates from the inside out. So that's what happened when I tried this 7-day experiment to lower my blood sugar naturally. And honestly, it's something I plan to keep doing long term. I discovered that true health isn't about restriction or punishment. It's about awareness, balance, and small, intentional choices that add up. In just 1 week, I didn't just change my numbers. I changed my habits, my mindset, and my relationship with food. I hope my journey inspires you to take control of your health and realize how powerful your daily choices truly are. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who could use some encouragement, and comment below if you'd like me to do a 30-day follow-up challenge. Don't forget to subscribe for more health and wellness experiments. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Small daily habits really can transform your life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.